Hi friends, Jen Barron here. I'm a certified general life coach, and I would love to talk to you today about anxiety. That is an emotion that all of us feel, but for decades, I felt like there was something wrong with me because I experienced anxiety. We are told in so many ways, a million times a day, that we're always supposed to be happy. We're always supposed to be feeling amazing. And if we don't, then there's something wrong with us. We're broken. We're not working hard enough at it, etc., etc., etc. And I think that's a load of crap. What I realize now is that we have so many different emotions, and one of them is anxiety. Something that I learned from Kristen Bell, and I tell all of my clients this, is that, for example, I used to say, I'm an anxious person. I grew up in an anxious household. Both of my parents were drinkers. My mom had a degenerative brain disorder, brain disease, Huntington's disease, and there was a 50-50 chance that I was going to inherit that. Luckily, thanks to genetic testing, I realized that I did not inherit that gene, but there was a lot of anxiety. And so I just felt like an anxious person, and I told myself that over and over and over and over and over. But what happens when we do that is we then almost treat it like a life sentence. Like it's who I am. It's just who I am. And that doesn't serve us. You are having feelings of anxiety. Just like sometimes you have feelings of joy, but we don't walk around and say, I'm a joyful person. No, we walk around and say, I'm an anxious person. So that's the first thing I want to offer you, is to stop with the labeling, because I bet that 24/7 you do not experience anxiety. So stop labeling yourself that. And when you do feel moments of anxiety, just say to yourself, oh, I notice I'm feeling some anxiety, so that you're not making it a label for yourself and not making it a life sentence. So that's the first thing. And then another thing that I want to share with you is what I've started doing. I've been doing this for a while, actually, both when I decided I wasn't going to drink alcohol anymore and when I decided that I wasn't going to eat processed sugar anymore. And so then what happens when you take those things away, because I was using them to numb out, to get rid of discomfort, that discomfort surfaces. And so what I learned is that our feelings and our emotions only last about 90 seconds when we don't resist them and when we don't fight them. Thanks to science, it has been proved that an emotion will only last that long. Now, that's not to say that when you lose somebody close to you, someone passes away, that you're only going to feel grief for 90 seconds. That's the furthest thing from the truth. But each wave is going to be intense for about 90 seconds when you just sit with it. But it's that sitting with it that most of us don't want to do, because it's so incredibly uncomfortable, and we think that if we lean into that then it's going to last forever, but it's not. So like, for example, today, and maybe once a day, not quite once a day anymore, I will just kind of have this wave of anxiety that I don't know where it's coming from. I can't pinpoint it. What I've learned is that for me, what it is sometimes is it's a moment of trauma that's just surfacing and needs to be released. And so what I'll do is I will put one hand on my chest and I will put one hand on my lower belly, and I will just breathe into it. I will just remind myself that in this moment that I'm safe, I'm okay, that it's all good, and I'm just present with that part of me that is feeling that anxiety, whether it's something from the past that's coming up or whatever it is. And it's not important to figure it out. What's important is to be present with it and let it go. One of my favorite teachers is Pema Chodron. And my gosh, you could pick any Pema book and read it or listen to it, and you will get so much comfort and so much wisdom from it. But she encourages people to just practice sitting with something for 1 second, just one. And then next time, maybe 2 seconds, and then 3 seconds, because that is going to build up your capacity to sit with it. It's not about all of a sudden you can just, you're a Zen master. No. In fact, when I decided to not drink or eat sugar anymore, it was, sometimes I could do it for a little while and then I would go get some chocolate chips or I would go get a glass of Chardonnay. And it just took me a little bit of time to build that capacity in order to do it. But dang, am I glad that I did. So same thing goes for your emotions, whether it's anxiety or anger or depression, whatever it is. Just sit with it for a moment. Just let it know that you're there. And I promise you, with practice, it'll get easier and it will pass when you don't resist it. So I hope this is really helpful for you. Practice, 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 practice. And I believe in you. I'll talk to you soon, friends. Bye-bye.